let us look at the elementary algebra here. We're going to be looking at the first 10 questions. So let's get started. First, if A represents the number of apples purchased at 15 cents each, and B represents the number of bananas purchased at 10 cents each. Well, they're pretty cheap in this case, I guess. Which of the following represents the total value of the purchase in cents? Notice that they all have the same unit, cent and cent and cent. So then, since apples are 15 cents each, so we can say, hey, 15A. That's how much of money you have to spend to purchase all the apples. Plus, how about the bananas? It's going to be B paired up with 10. So I'm going to add 10B. So 15A plus 10B becomes my answer for total purchase, choice D. All right, let's look at next question, number 2. Now, when you have radicals, I'm sure when you were earlier in Algebra 1, you ought to multiply the value inside multiplied by value inside. So what we end up getting is if I have A square root of B is multiplied by C square root of D, then outside value A and C can multiply together, and inside value, which is B and D, can multiply together. It's all because of the exponent, where A and C has the exponent of 1, and B and D has exponent of 1/2, which is a square root. That's why we can multiply them together in this way. But the idea, if you're to apply that here, then 2 can multiply to 15, so what we end up getting is square root of 30, because 2 times 15 become 30. All right, let's look at the next question. Number 3. What is the value of the expression? Now, x equals 2, y equals negative 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug them in. So we have 2 times 2 square plus 3 times 2 times negative 4 minus 4 times negative 4 square. So first one is 2 square becomes 4, and then multiply that by 2 becomes 8. How about the second one? 3 times 2 becomes 6, but 6 times negative 4 becomes negative 24. Lastly, we have negative 4 is multiplied by negative 4 squared. So when you multiply negative 4 squared, it becomes 16. So 16 times 4 becomes 64, but the total sign becomes negative. So we have negative 64. And this is the same thing as 8 minus 88, which becomes negative 80, which is choice A becomes the answer. All right, let's move on to the next question. Number 4. In the figure below, both circles have the same center, and then the radius of the larger circle is r. So from here, I'm going to assume that that's equal to r, capital R, and then the radius of the smaller circle is 3 units less than r. So then this one becomes 3 units less, so capital R minus 3, which of the following represents the area of the shaded region. So what we need to do is, in order for us to find the area of the shaded region, we got to do outer circle minus inner circle. So we get pi r square minus pi r minus 3 square. Oh, we have that already, which is choice D. All right, let's move on to the next problem, number 5. So in this case, what we have to do is we have to multiply things around. So here we get, which is the same thing as 3x minus 2y, multiplied by 3x minus 2y. 3x times 3x becomes 9x squared. 3x times negative 2y becomes negative 6xy. Negative 2y multiplied by 3x becomes another negative 6xy. Lastly, when you multiply those two, you get plus 4y squared. Well, we know that we can combine the middle terms here. So we get 9x squared minus 12xy plus 4y squared, which is choice D. Hence, D becomes the answer for number 5. Number 6. Now, number 6 here we have Oh, wait a minute, how am I going to simplify this one? Yes, we can factor that. Which two numbers multiply to -6 but add up to -1? Yes, it is -3 and +2. So we have x minus 3, x plus 2. The bottom one is x minus the difference of perfect squares and x plus 2. So then here we get these two cancels away. We have x minus 3 over x minus 2, which is choice B, becomes the answer. All right, let's move on to number 7. This one is rather simple. We just have to evaluate it. When you combine the numerator here, negative negative becomes positive. So same thing as 4 plus 6, which becomes 10, over -5, which becomes -2. So -2 becomes the answer, choice A. Not bad at all. Number 8. In this case, what we have to do is we have to distribute -3 to both places. So we get 2x minus 3x minus 12 equals -5. Now I can combine the first two terms, becomes -x. And then I can add 12 to both sides, making it into 7. Then what's the value of x? X must be equal to -7, which is choice B, becomes the answer. All right, let's look at number 9. Here, I think it's easier for us to evaluate the things that are inside first. So we get -3, and then 5 minus 6 becomes -1, and minus 4, and 2 minus 3 becomes -1 as well. So my first term now becomes 3. My second term now becomes plus 4. Hence it becomes 7, choice D. All right, let's look at number 10. Now, in order for you to solve the inequality, it's similar to equations, except that when you have to be careful about multiplying or dividing by the negative number. So first I can subtract 20, so then we get -4 over 5x is greater than or equal to -4. Notice that when I subtract 20, I don't have to change the sign. It's when I multiply or divide by the negative number, which I'm about to do right now. So to get rid of -4 over 5, I'm going to multiply by -5 over 4, the reciprocal. So -5 over 4. Then what do we end up getting? My left side now becomes x by itself, because 4 cancels away, 5 cancels away, 2 negatives mixed into positive. On the other hand, on my right side, negative becomes positive, where 4 cancels out with this 4, we have 5 left. But since I multiply by the negative number, sign has to change, so we get this one. X has to be less than or equal to 5, which is choice A. Hence, A becomes the answer. All right, with that one, I'm going to close up. I'll see you later. Bye.